Hi Chicsters, hi YouTube, this is Chic again from Supplechic, and today's video is going to be things that I've learned from 9+ years of post-secondary education. This is a fashion channel, but today's video is not going to be about fashion. I figured since I'm still in college, I'm in grad school, and I am actually an educator, that I would talk to you guys a little bit about what I've learned. Now, I consider myself a professional student in some ways just because I have been in school off and on since 2003. So I graduated high school and I got into college in 2003, and this is now 2014, so you guys can do the math. You guys about some of the things that I have learned and to give you guys some tips so that if you are a rising freshman in college, or if you are even already in college, that you don't make some of the mistakes that I and many people that I know have made. The first thing I want to talk about is money. That is the biggest thing. K-12 education, unless you go to a private school, no, there's no money component. The government is paying for you to go to school. Now, when you done with K-12 and you enter into the post-secondary part of your education, it's no longer there's money involved. You know, you might go to an institution that's a private one, a public one, but now you have to fork over the funds, okay? Or your parents do if you are lucky. The first tip I can give you is to cut your college according to your size. Now, if you see me looking down, it's because I have these on my iPad, okay? It is to cut your college according to your size. And when you're a senior, you know, if you've had really good grades in high school, you're gonna get or even decent grades, you're gonna get a lot of invitations from various schools, you know, telling you to come and go to school. But the fact is that you have to pay for this stuff. So the first tip I will give you is that in-state is your friend. So how does that fit back into cut your college according to yourself? Basically, if you are going to be going to any kind of public or government subsidized institution, when you go out of state, you're paying food tuition because you're not covered by the taxpayer subsidies of the state, okay? In a lot of places, out-of-state tuition is almost double what it is in-state. Not only is it expensive because of the tuition, it's also expensive in a lot of ways, like you're not going to be able to commute, paying for a meal plan, and a host of other costs because, you know, you're not native to that state or that area. The next thing I want to talk about is community colleges. Now, if you are business savvy or you know about number crunching, you know that you get the best bang for your bucks if you go to a community college. As an educator, I find that high school students always shy away from community college because they look down on it because it means you're dumb. No, it does not. Although a community college does not have some of the requirements like SAT and other requirements that four-year institutions have, they do have, their tuition is typically half the price of a four-year college. And you can get all those fundamental classes, all those university requirement classes, and actually get to skip some if you go to a community. Not only will you be getting like 50% off in tuition, you will also be saving, again, room and board because, you know, you're commuting from your parents' house. Okay, so community college, I think, is something that everybody should look into and not dismiss. There are some really great community colleges. A lot of these community colleges have people who are actually working in the field who teach like part-time or as adjuncts, and professors who actually teach in these same four-year institutions come and teach there. So you're getting, for the most part, quality of education as somebody who's going to a four-year college. Now, I say for the most part, and I would say, in my opinion, a community college is great for university requirements, like, you know, Spanish and, you know, wellness and whatever it is they make you to take, intro to something. All those 101 classes, there's really no need to pay double for it when you can pay less. Loans of any sort should be your last resort. Okay, I know that especially when you're a freshman, if it's your parents' first time around the bandwagon, you know, if you're a freshman, you know, they just say, just apply for this, just sign here. You know, your family has an EFC or EFT, I can't remember what the logo thing is, of zero. So you have qualified for this many thousands in loans. I must say it again, loans should be your last resort, okay? Because interest accrues. Although the government pays for the most part, if you qualify for a government loan, they pay your interest while you're in college. The second those 6 months of grace, I don't even know if your loan starts. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure if your loan starts accruing interest as soon as you graduate or after those first 6 months, but you're required to start paying back after those 6 months, okay? But the second, I'm going to just say the 6 months. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the down bar. But the second those 6 months expire of grace after you graduate, you have to start paying. You are now paying the interest on your loan. Now, if you don't have a job, you can fill out these applications, and they will not, you know, force you to pay, you know, but your interest is still, you know, it's still there. It's still every month they start adding them cents or them dollars to the amount you owe the government. Is beware of the refund check. I remember when I was in school, we could not wait till, for my school, it was about like a month and a half after school started that you got that refund check in the mail, and that was like, oh, I'm going shopping, I'm buying my new car, you know, I'm buying them sneakers I wanted, we going popping, we're going to the club, getting the VIP table, you know, with the refund check. I mean, I didn't do all of that, but my point is, you know, it seems like free money. It ain't. Okay, so please, before you think about getting any loans, first go through all your other options, from scholarships if your grades aren't that good, to going in-state, to payment plan, part-time job, going to school part-time, to going to a community college, before you ever think of taking out a loan. Next thing I want to say is you really do not have to pay for college. You don't have to be a genius not to pay for college. You don't have to be the valedictorian of your school. There are thousands and thousands of scholarships, grants that basically will make you come out of school without having to pay. I mean, there's scholarships for being minority, scholarships for being the first one in your family to go to college, scholarships for being left-handed, one of my students told me. I mean, there are scholarships ad nauseum, okay? The only issue I would have to say is the process, okay? The process is annoying. You know, most scholarships require you to write an essay. I mean, they're giving you 1,500, they want you to write a 1,500 essay. I know it's stressful, it's annoying, you know, but the thing I would have to say is work on a personal statement, work on an essay that's something traumatic that happened in your life, something you've overcome. Work on those kind of essays, fine-tune them, take them to an English teacher. You know, there's this really great website called Grammarly, I believe that's what it's called, that helps you edit your work now. You know, basically work on various types of essays so that, you know, when you want to apply for these scholarships, you already have these like on saved. So all you gotta do is just copy and paste, okay? I will try and see if I can find the links to I know collegeboard.com. If you go on there, that's a great website where you can go and find out about scholarship. FAFSA even has like if you go on there, quick links, you should be able to find about tons of scholarships. Almost every major brand in the United States has some kind of scholarship. Coca-Cola, Ford, GE, I mean, you name it. And a great area that has so many scholarships now is the STEM area, so science, technology, engineering, and math. So if you're inclined in that way, you know, you will definitely be able to find a scholarship. Like I said, you know, the process can be annoying, but think about this way. If you give up, you know, 2 days of your time, you know, just write an essay for a scholarship and save yourself like years and years of having to pay back the United States government. The most important thing that you need to do as a freshman is to study your plan of study. So even if you're not sure, you know what your specific major is, it's best to at least pick something you're interested in and study your plan of study. This is really important because on average, most people do not graduate from college in 4 years. They don't get their bachelor's degree in 4 years. They get it in 5 years. And that's an extra year and extra money out of your pocket. And the reason why this is happening is 2 reasons. One, students can't seem to pass the placement tests. And second reason is that students do not pay attention to their plan of study. Okay, so you need to study your plan of study, look at the recommended course selections for the next 4 years. That should be your guide. Also, this is a great way to save money because you can look in your plan of study and see the classes that you can go ahead and take at the community college over the summer, you know, to get you ahead. You can be a semester ahead if you take some classes over the summer and save yourself some money also. Because as I've said, community colleges tend to be about half the price of 4-year institutions. So again, your Spanish, if you decide to go to a 4-year college instead of going to a community college, you know, your classes like your Spanish, you know, I did science, so biology, you had to do, Bio 101, zoology, botany, you had to do like intro to chemistry, basic chemistry, or whatever they call it, general chemistry 1, general chemistry 2. These are classes that you can definitely go ahead and take over the summer, you know, at a community college and save yourself some money and move yourself out of school a lot faster. The next thing I want to say is that you also should bear in mind that most colleges put restrictions on how many classes you can take outside and also when you can take when you can take those classes. So most colleges, they don't really stress out if you're a freshman. For the most part, if you're a sophomore taking classes somewhere else. But once you cross that sophomore mark and you start specializing your junior, your senior year, you basically have to go through a lot of, depending on your schools, you have to get, you know, permission, overrides and whatnot. So also bear that in mind.